Hello everybody and welcome to another video where I will talk about my German World War II items. These are items from different time periods of the war, and these are items from different army branches. For example, here we can see SS items, Luftwaffe ground forces item, wehrmacht item, and some unspecified items. So first thing I want to talk here about is the SS canister. This one, it's marked with a number, as you can see here, and it's a 1936 to 1938 model. Here we can see the soldier's signature. SS man Lux Johann, this was his signature. And here you can see it printed SS Jäger. SS Jäger units were specially trained units to combat partisans. They were fighting in difficult terrain and were very tough trained. As I was read, one soldier was right, we were trained to shoot on 500 meters accurately. And here there are spare glasses. Spare glasses were made of shatterproof glass usually, and they were used by the soldier inside of the gas mask canister. He would carry them on top under the lid. So they were made of shatterproof glass, so if an explosion happens or something, that it doesn't injure him, or an impact with bullets. The 1936 to 1938 model, from the previous model, it was different. It has this, how should I say, spring opening here, and inside there is an aluminium case, and from the spring opening was used until the end of the war. And the only difference from the late war model is that this one is a little bit larger. You can see here, still same opening, late war, 1938 to 1945 model. This was used until the end of the war. So this one is an SS canister, and this one is a Luftwaffe ground forces canister. You can see it good in the video, but it has a lot of Luftwaffe blue on it, and here there is some winter camouflage. My neighbor found on his attic. They were used it post-war for gardening. You can see here holes. They were used it for gardening. Here say marked number, not so well preserved like this one. This one has papers and soldier's name, and this one I used oxalic acid to clean it. German, probably M40 helmet type. It's the type is here. Hole is, how should I say, different production. The M35 type was added, this one, ventile, separately, but the M40 model is already done with the shell, the ventile. So let's go again back to my belt buckle. Gott mit uns. Gott mit uns means God is with us. It's a motto used by since the time of Prussia, and this one is a early war belt buckle. It's aluminium, it's lightweight. Later war models were different materials used, iron and zinc, because it was more difficult to produce these aluminium. So they simplified the production and made them out of iron later. and the later the war progressed, the less the German soldiers were trained, the less they had time to train the divisions, because it was the war pressure, and depending on the time period of the war, that that I will talk about in my next video, about the training of the German divisions and about the stages of World War II, how the war progressed from 1939 to 1945, and what stages and strategies were used. I want to talk next video about Case Blue, but now let's focus on this. I think this one is probably a Wehrmacht one. It's green. Gas mask canister, German gas mask canister, has still a lot of its color on it. For both of these I used oxalic acid to clean them, and the German helmet I cleaned with oxalic acid. Oxalic acid, it removes the rust and reveals under the paint. The German helmet has little bit paint left, somewhat inside, and here on the ventile you can see a little bit of green paint left. So let's see what we have else. Here is a food can. The food can was carried with the gas mask canister and bread bag and bayonet and other items by the German soldier on the back. He would attach it to his ear-straps and belt, and other belts were used. That I will talk about in next video. When I complete this, I will attach all German equipment, and then I will talk more in details about that. This is now just... I won't talk now much about this. And for last, let's see this German newspaper. I have a couple of them. This one is 1943. As you can see here, Battle of Kursk, Das Reich. A lot of this was written by Dr. Joseph Goebbels. He was a lot working on this newspaper. It was literally his newspaper, Das Reich. And the newspaper is very accurate. As I was reading, they posted very accurate information about the war. Here we can see German soldiers on the Eastern Front, Battle of Kursk. Now I will just show you a little section here. I won't go much in details. Zwischen Belgorod und Orel, so Battle of Kursk. Von den Panzern auf die Anhöhe in der Flanke gesichert, dringen die Grenadiere einer SS-Division nach dem Durchbruch durch die sowjetische Stellungen vor, die gewonnenen Raum zu besetzen. Shortly to say, this one says that the German soldiers were going on to the newly taken positions, and it mentions the losses of the Soviets at this point were 28,000 prisoners, 2,040 panzers, tanks lost, and 1,400 artillery pieces. SS Division. Maybe in another video I will talk more about the newspaper, but just briefly to mention it. In other videos I will talk more about the war. So that's it for this video. And I hoped everybody enjoyed it. I hope in our next videos we will talk more about the German equipment and I get more stuff in my collection. See you all. Bye.